Today is all about the Skull Shaver Pitbull Platinum Head Shaver, the PX5, that was introduced or upgraded in 2025. There wasn't much of an upgrade on this PX5 version, unlike the latest review that I did on the Skull Shaver Palm, the MX5. That was a considerable upgrade. It looks like to me that the travel case has a better travel case, a larger travel case, and the waterproofing was improved from an PX5 rating to an PX7 rating, and we get 100 minutes runtime rather than 90 minutes runtime. However, the performance of this model, the PX5, plus they have the older Platinum, there's no difference in the performance. So you can kind of look at this video, watch this video review as in performance wise, that it's the Platinum and the Platinum PX5. In this video we'll take a look at the pros and cons of the features and design of how I view it and experience those. I will also share the basic differences between the Platinum PX5 and the Gold GX5. I'll share the difference between those because the cost difference is quite significant, and it's worth you seeing whether it's worth paying the extra, probably an extra $100 for the PX5. Now, of course, I'll run through a demo shave and do a quick head shave so you guys can see how it performs. This is extremely pricey item. In the USA, it costs them about $220 so it's very pricey. And the replacement cutters cost them about $35 to replace. When I consider the cost of the head shavers I have on my best roundup page on shavingadvisor.com, which I'll drop a link to in the description below, you can take a look at. Now, my best head shavers are cost between around about $50 and up to about 120, and so this is an extra $100 more. So this shaver really needs to perform and offer me something much better than the others to want to pay the extra $100. But as I said, the link in the description for that best roundup page is there that you can take a look at after this video if you need to. But I generally do recommend the Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold over the Platinum, because the price difference, in my view, my experience, is not worth it. But you know, we can take a look at that, and there might be some factors for some guys that say, hey, you know, I don't mind paying the extra. The extra stuff that you'll get with it is you'll get this, I'm going to call it a cleaning pod then, but it's a cleaning stand. Now you get this extra cloth bag with this case. Case is somewhat of an upgrade, but you know, the older case on the Platinum, which you also get with the Gold now, that's good enough. So yeah, this cleaning stand, I mean, I do like the cleaning stand, not necessarily for using it for cleaning, you know, it's useful to have it for that, but it's also very good for having just to sit I'll just take my time with that, just to sit the shaver in, so it has somewhere to sit, you know, put on the side there, and it's got a place to sit. With the Platinum compared to the Gold, we also get a travel lock a bit as well. We don't get that on the Gold. We should do really, but we don't. And the travel lock, we just activate that by pressing this button, the power button, holding it for a good few seconds. Then that it's about 9 seconds. That's quite long for a travel lock. It's about 9 seconds, and then it activates it. Then to hold the button again, and that reactivates the shaver. And in the USA as well, you'll get a 2-year warranty on the Platinum rather than a 1-year warranty with the Gold. However, outside the USA, I don't know why this is, but outside the USA, you'll get a 2-year guarantee with the Gold plus the Platinum. And with runtime, you get 100 minutes runtime now with this PX5, where with the Gold you get 90 minutes runtime. 10 minutes runtime, is that much difference? And I haven't measured that. I don't want to have to count an extra to see if I get an extra 10 minutes. 90 minutes, around an hour, 90 minutes, that's enough for me. So yeah, I wouldn't use that an extra 10 minutes runtime as a deal breaker to want to choose the Platinum really. The other obvious difference is the colour of it. I mean, this chrome colour is very nice. Maybe some guys want to choose this because of that. However, this chrome colour, you know, it's not chrome, it's like a chrome coating on it. So yeah, it's just a chrome coating, but it does look a bit more attractive. Actually, a good thing about the case is that you can see there's much more room inside there to fit all the components compared to, I did find with this one, the older one, that you kind of got to stuff things inside. It fits in there nicely and compact, but there's less room inside there. However, some people might prefer that compactness, especially while traveling. You know, using up less space is kind of better for most of us, isn't it? But you know, it's just worth noting that. Yeah, if you want like a roomier box or travel case, then this is roomier. Now the features and design, something I've come to appreciate with the Skull Shavers, which I didn't at first, was being able to use it in a cupping design. So holding this, we can hold it. You can see there's two kind of grooves there We can hold it in a normal manner like that and shave our heads. Or underneath here, you'll see 2 other grooves where we slot our fingers inside like that, and we can shave around the back of our head and the side of our head. I've found that I shave most of my head with that method now, but that's something I've come to really appreciate with these skull shavers. Not everybody will like that. One thing having that design means is that the shaver's taller than some of the other types, other shavers. The other shavers can be like more of a ball shape, like the Remingtons. They're like a ball shape and fit in the palm slightly better. This won't, because it's more of a rectangle block shape. But yeah, that's the payoff of having the cupping design, is that's going to be much taller, where the other shavers like a Remington is going to have a more ball design which fits in the palm of the hand, but you won't have this movement around the back of the head. I like the blade system on this. The blades are all flexing together like that, but also each blade flex individually. So this is really good for maintaining skin contact throughout the shave. You know, you'll see in the shave demo that I do that the blades maintain skin contact all the way through the shave. One thing it doesn't have is it does not have any head movement here. This is just solid, whereas let's take a look at this Phillips. Even this Phillips can actually be held in that cupping design as well. But it doesn't have the proper design for that, but it can be held that way. But the head on this, you'll see this move somewhat. That is useful, it's helpful. However, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference in my experience. The feature I like having on my head shaver, so I can keep it clean, thoroughly clean, is that inside here we have a collection chamber. We pop the top cap off, and we have a collection chamber so we can clean this out easily enough. Now, one issue about the skull shavers now is, if you see here, there's a cob there. We used to be able to remove this and take this whole set out and take each cutter out. Skull shaver has changed that. I spoke to the skull shaver about that. I put notes to that on my website. There's a link to that in the description. But they've changed that, which is unfortunate, because you know they're going to be able to clog up much easier. But since it's used, we can take off the cap and give this a thorough cleaning inside. As I've already mentioned, we get 100 minutes run time, which is plenty enough. If I get 60 minutes, I'd be fine. And I've used this many times already. And we're on 83%. And also, as I've already mentioned, it's got a travel lock, so that's useful to have if we are travelling. And I do like having a percentage charge, on the front of here, so I know how much is left of charge. I know we can get by with a basic LEDs, but I quite like to have percentage LED. Unboxed, as mentioned, we get this cleaning stand. We also get a small brush for cleaning out the cutters. Never clean the top of the cutters with this, just the inner part. A nice long power cord, charging cord. We also get an adapter with it as well, and they've been very kind. A lot of these companies now don't want to give us adapters, so that's useful. And that's about it. And a small, wherever I put it, I don't know, but a small bottle of oil for oiling up the blades. Oh yeah, and as I might have mentioned previously as well, this small little pouch, a velvety type pouch. And the blade cap cover, so when it's not in use, we can pop this blade cap cover on and protect the blades. As with all the skull shavers, it can be used for shaving wet or dry. I have tested and used these before, shaving with shaving cream and wet, and I don't get much difference in performance. Cleaning the shaver is very easy. What I usually do is just pop this top cap off. Of course, we've 2 ways of cleaning it, haven't we? We've got this cleaning tub as well, so we top this up with water and pop the shaver inside and give it a rinse. I'll put it in and just power it on and then give it a rinse inside there if we choose. We can use some sort of hand antibacterial soap on the cutters if we choose to. I generally do, but to manually clean it, I just pop the top cutters off like this, give it a good blowout and a brush out inside here. Sometimes hair can collect within there, so it's worth giving them corners a good brush out, or even using tissue on there. Then what I do is put some hand antibacterial soap on these cutters, pop the top cap on, let it run for about 10 or 15 seconds or so, then rinse it again. This is powered on, by the way, and then rinse it out again. Take the top cap off, give it a good rinse, let them sit there, the blades separate from the head, for a good couple of hours or so to dry out. And once they're dried out, I usually oil them as well. So for each cutter, what I do, well, you can do it either on the top here, put a couple of drops on each of these cutters at the top, then run the shaver. or from underneath inside, put a couple of drops on each cutter there, each of the 4 cutters, then pop the top cap on, let it run. Then what I usually do is get a bit of tissue after and just check inside and around the sides for any excess oil, and then wipe that down. But using that oil after wet shaving and wet cleaning, you know, it's definitely something that I would do to maintain the cutters and to help them work better. That just about covers the features and design stuff, so let's grab myself a mirror and get a head shave on. Right, this is what we're starting with. You can see I don't have much hair on the top there, it grows very lightly. This is one reason why I like to shave my head bald, because I've got this kind of monk look. So we're starting with that. Let's take a look around the back. This is just over 3 days of growth. What I did, I got the Remington trimmer and give it a quick trim over first, because my view is we don't want to use these with heavy growth. We kind of want to use them shaving every day or every couple of days. Anything above what a clipper length or trimmer length could be, I would trim it first. All right, let's fire it up. Now this is a standard method of using it, gripping it at the side or holding it at the side. It's quite good holding it like this if we need to get more pressure. And I'll just show what I was saying in the feature and design section, that these blades, cutters, maintain skin contact throughout the shave. Now this should only take a couple of minutes to shave, about 3 minutes or so. So if I slide my fingers through there, we use it in the cupping design. This is how I like to use it. You can cup up the size very easily with it. Now the ear section can be tricky, so what we need to do is pull our ear down somewhat, press it down, and then I do a little bit of this and that clears it up. That's fine, that's done. You can switch around if you like, and switch to that hand and start using it like that, or cup it, shave like that, or cups on this side and over to that side. I'll show you around the back of the head. This is always a tricky part for any type of head shaving, and this is where these dedicated head shavers really outshine any other shavers, where getting around this section and above what this I think it's called the inion, and shaving across that, it's much easier with this type of shaver. For me, these are quite comfortable on this neck section here as well. I don't get any irritation with the skull shavers. Right, we're not far from being done there. It's comfortable, as always. These cutters are very comfortable on the skin. Right, let's get around this ear section. There's a few hairs there that need to be removed. I may not do this perfectly anyway, I have to check it over after. This is just for demo purposes, and on camera sometimes it's difficult to notice everything and be perfect. That's just about done, and what I'd say is don't expect a razor close shave one of these. You get what's called a kind of sandpaper feeling, you know, like wet and dry sandpaper, that kind of feeling. Somebody expressed it, explained it quite well on YouTube for me, and they said it's like a cat's tongue feeling, so you won't get that razor close finish. But these are not about razor close finish, these are about convenience. You know, not needing to wet our heads at all, and just every day or every 2 days just slipping over this and not minding having that extra close shave. But if you need that extra close shave, you're probably going to be disappointed with this and all other electric head shavers. If you're going for extra close shave and something like the Braun Series 8, Braun Series 9, well, it has its cons as well, or the twin file barber style shavers like the Babyliss Pro and Stylecraft and this Lithium Pro. I'm going over here, but it's done. Going over patches. Right, so here I always get a bit of a stronger cat's tongue feeling. So what I do is I tighten the skin up a little bit and just go over it. I can't get rid of it perfectly, but it will improve it, and that's where holding like this gives me a little bit more pressure. That's okay. That's fine. That'll do me. Okay, I'd say we're done. Let's take a quick look. And around the back. Job done. So was I happy with that shave? Yes, absolutely happy with it. I got a nice comfortable shave. It's close enough as I'd expect. If I was looking for closeness on a shave, then I'd be disappointed. But I know the limits of these rotary style dedicated head shavers. For convenience and a quick shave and comfortable shave, yeah, it's ideal. Is it $220 ideal? I don't think so, not for me. I mean, the GX5, the Pitbull Gold, is around about 120. That's kind of doable. And then the other skull shavers like the silver we got here, which is at around about $70-80, and even the palm there, the palm is it's got 4 cutters on it, you know, which is around about $60, something like that. So yeah, this is pricey, but if you like the additional features and accessory it comes with, plus this chrome kind of design, then it's totally up to you guys, isn't it? What your preference is. I mean, for most guys, I think they're going to stick to something a little bit cheaper and find this quite too expensive. But that about covers it. If you're not sure what's the best head shaver for you that you'd like to choose, take a look at the link in the description to my best head shavers roundup on shavingadvisor.com. That would show you my favourite head shavers currently, and if anything changes, I can update that as and when. And next I've got coming up, where is it? I've got this, if you think this is a bit pricey, I've got this skull shaver Pitbull Diamond Jet. This is like a $500 head shaver. As any of you guys that watch my videos, you'll know that I'm not an influencer type guy and go, this is the greatest thing, and you know, I'm just not like that. I'm going to say it as it is, as I have with that. So I'm looking forward to reviewing that. Plus, I'm going to, for the head shaving guys, you may have seen that I'd used the Leaf Original for head shaving. Did a review on that. These are if you're looking for closers. If you want closers, these are the shavers, the razors to use. And then the Leaf 2, the latest one. So I'm going to be doing a head shave, this Leaf 2. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching and have a great day.